Hello guys, we are going to cover lecture 5 today. Alright, in the book Robinson Judge, it actually covers chapter 5, and what we're covering and discussing in today's lecture is workplace stress and aggression. Okay, right, we are going to look at defining stress and identify potential sources of stress. So we know that stress is very important in our working environment. Stress is very important in our daily lives. We have to manage our stress very well. If not, stress will actually contribute to many health problem. It can also cause depression. So stress is very important for us to look into, as a manager and also as a colleague, as a friend, as a family member. Right, stress is very important for us to look into, and identify what are the potential and sources of stress. How do people get stress? What are the factors that contributes to stress? We are also going to identify what are the consequences of stress. Why stress happen and what will be the consequences of having stress. Stress can actually lead to many things, especially in terms of health, in terms of our life. All right, we are living in the world where there's a lot of things that need us to think about, need for us to um, to do. All right, and sometimes it's our responsibilities, as children, to our parents, as a mother. All right, if you are a teacher, as a student, there's a lot of things that could contribute to stress, and the consequences of stress is very important for us to manage. As long if you have stress, it should be manageable. All right, we are also going to look at the contrast the who should be managing the stress. Whether it is individual or the organization itself. If you're a worker, if how do you manage your stress, and how do management or organization actually help us to manage the stress? All right. So stress is defined as dynamic condition in which individual is confronted with an opportunity, constraint, or demand related to the desire, and for which the outcome is perceived to be both uncertain and important. So basically, stress, is something that is very dynamic. Why it's dynamic? Because it changes. Stress can come and go. Stress can go up. It can go down. So it's very dynamic. How people handle the stress is the most important things. So basically, stress can be managed. Is basically individual who is confronted with, if there is an opportunities, can cause stress. If there's a constraint, can cause stress. If people, if there's a lot of demand, you have been demanded to do a lot of things and you cannot cope up with it, it will also be part of stress. So these are the potential sources that we will look into later on. All right, so what contribute, what are the source of stress? So these are based on research. And people said that most of the stress actually comes from work, which is with at 26%. And the next would be finances. Whether you have money, you don't have money, how much, it's your budgeting. Finances actually causes stress to most people. The next would be relationship, causes stress as well. And then as a mother, if you're a parent, children also cause stress to parents as well, to individuals. Schools, and also a fear of disaster, a fear of like at the moment we have a fear of the viruses, the pandemic that actually happened now. Okay, we are experiencing now. We are experiencing it now, and people, it causes stress to many people. Okay, for example, today, or even you see it in viral in the social media, where people are doing panic buying. Okay, panic buying is a form of stress. Okay, where people start to become panic and they start to buy things that sometimes it's not even, they're not supposed to buy, or they try to stop piling of all the essential sources. Okay, they start buying things double up what they're supposed to buy. Okay, these are some of the consequences, some of the impact of stress. Okay, people start to engage in panic buying, right? And other stress is a smaller percentage, which is, this one is different from individual. Okay, different individual has different contributor to stress. Okay, and some, it depends on age, depends on your depends on your age, depends on your job, depends on your background. Okay, that will contribute to the rest of the stress that we are experiencing. Okay, all right. So what are the potential sources of stress? Okay, as the model in exhibit 18.1 shows, there are three categories of potential stressor, which is the environment factor, okay, organizational factor, and also personal factor. Okay, all right. Environmental factor of the first. Okay, environmental uncertainty influences stress level among employees in an organization. Okay, political uncertainties can also be stress inducing. Okay, technological uncertainty, okay, technological changes can cause stress because new innovation can make an employee skills and experience obsolete in a very short period of time. Okay, so that's the causes of one of the sources of stress. Okay, next are organizational factors. Okay, organizational factors is like pressure to avoid error, pressures to avoid error or complete tasks in a limited time period. For example, work overload. Okay, a demanding and insensitive bosses that we have. Okay, an unpleasant co-worker. Okay, a few examples. Okay, the person that you're working with. Okay, it gives you stress. You don't like them. They are a pain. Okay, you don't like working with them. So basically, you have an unpleasant colleague. Okay, task demand are factors related to a person's job. Okay, they include the design of individuals' jobs, such as autonomy, the task variety, degree of automation. So working condition and the physical work layout also contribute to stress. Okay, role demands relate to pressure that are a function of the role an individual plays in an organization. Okay, you might experience role conflict. Okay, that create expectation that may be hard to reconcile or satisfy. Role overload is experienced when the employees is expected to do more than what the time permits. You have to do more, but you have little time. Okay, role ambiguity is created when role expectations are not clearly understood. Okay, you don't understand what is your role in the organization. You confused. Okay, you don't know what is your responsibility. That will also cause stress. Okay, for example, another one would be interpersonal demands. Okay, interpersonal demands are pressure created by other employees. For example, lack of social support from colleagues and poor interpersonal relationship that can cause stress, especially among employees with high social needs. Okay, So a rapidly growing body of research has also shown that negative co-workers and supervisors' behavior, including fights, bullying, racial harassment, and sexual harassment, are especially strongly related to stress at work. Okay. Next are personal factors. Okay, down here, personal factors. Okay, these are factors in the employee's personal life. Okay, primarily, these factors are family issues, such as family issues that we have, personal economic problems, inherent personality characteristics. Okay, national surveys consistently shows that people hold family and personal relationship very dear in their heart. So it causes them, they need to think. They think about their family. Okay, they think about family, so that's why it causes a personal problem. Okay, so these are personal factors that may contribute to stress. Okay, and this one is how it you experience the stress. Okay, and these are the consequences of stress. Okay, consequences, psychological symptoms like anxiety, depression, decrease in job satisfaction. Okay, and people start to behave according to this one, behavioral symptom, low productivity, high absenteeism, and high turnover. Okay, all right. Okay, this is what we've discussed just now: consequences of stress, physiological symptoms. Most early concern with stress was directed at physiological symptom, because most researchers were specialists in the health and medical sciences. So research has found a profound effect on stress on physical aspect. Okay, right. Psychology symptoms. Okay, job related stress and job related dissatisfaction. Job dissatisfaction is the simplest and most obvious psychological effects of stress. Okay, people start to be dissatisfied with their job. Okay, they would have multiple and conflicting demands, increased stress and dissatisfaction. Okay, you have a lot of very high demand from your boss, and they have many demands that you cannot cope up with, that will contribute to dissatisfaction. Okay, and people have less control. Okay, people have over less control people have over the pace of their work, the greater the stress and dissatisfaction. If when people have less control over the pace of their work, that means they cannot control how fast their job is going for them, then they will be more dissatisfied. Okay, all right. Research on behavior and stress have been conducted across several countries, and over time, the relationship appears relatively consistent. Okay, for example, behavior-related stress that we covered just now, these are, reduction in productivity, high in absenteeism, and high in turnover, as well as changes in, people's eating habit, increased smoking and consumption of alcohol, fidgeting, and people also might experience sleep disorder. Okay, this one just to show you stress and job performance. Okay, the higher is the stress, job performance will be if your stress can be managed. Okay, it could actually help you to perform job better. Okay, with stress, and with a push, you can have a good stress and manageable stress, and that shows a very high performance. But when the stress is higher, okay, and uncontrollable, okay, performance will slowly go down. Okay, according to your stress. Higher the stress, the performance here would actually lower. Okay, performance gets lower as the stress gets higher. Okay. Okay, how do people manage their stress? Okay, firstly, we are going to look at the individual approaches. Okay, an employee can take personal responsibility for reducing stress level. okay, such as individual can have strategies that have proven effective include time management techniques. If you have too many in your hand, all right, you have too many work to be done, okay, we have to, as an individual, we need to manage our time properly, okay. That's why we have time management technique. The technique of managing time is very crucial, okay. If you don't know how to manage your time, that will be it will cause stress, because we don't know how to do it, when to do it, okay. People could also increase their physical exercises, okay. Physical exercise, that could actually help you with the stress, help you with your your take time off work and do some physical exercise, relaxation training, and also expanding your social support network. Social support, like having friends, families, or even talk with your colleague, on a not in a working environment. So that could be a social support network, okay. All right. Several organizational factors that causes stress are controlled by management. Okay. The previous slide just now was actually for as an individual, how we actually manage our own stress. Now we can also say that organization, or the company that you're working for, is also responsible in managing the stress, especially the stress of their workers, okay. So several organizational factors that causes stress are controlled by management. So management can control the stress of their employees, okay. So how are they going to do it? Okay, strategies include how they can make sure that the stress are controllable. You can contribute or motivate your worker even more, is to improve employee selection and job placement, okay. You have to know who you are putting in a different job position, okay. Know the right people at the right job placement, okay. You have to give them proper training, okay. Give the employees proper training so that they know what the job is about, they know how to do the work, they know what is expected from the job, okay. So that they are quite comfortable in the job that they are doing, okay. Organization should also um, uh, have a realistic goal setting, not too high. It should be challenging. It should cause a little bit of stress to the employees. If not, they'll be too relaxed, and productivity will be very low, okay. And realistic goal setting, okay. The goal have to be set for your employees, so that they can know what is expected from them, okay. You should have a very good communication channels, improve organizational communication, okay. Or if needed, employees also should be given leave, okay. Leave, sabbatical is like a sabbatical leave for them to take a few time off from work, so that they can recuperate themselves from the stress. And also corporate wellness program. That's why many companies have actually provide gym, okay, in-house gym, free for benefit, okay, a wellness benefit, gym, or things that could help out in managing stress. For example, as I said just now, they could provide an in-house gym which is free for employees, okay. These are called wellness program. They should have some kind of like what do you call it, family day, for example, okay. And have some things to do with their employees, so that they can manage, or they can also feel motivated in their workplace, okay. All right. One of it is goal setting. Okay, organization should also have an approach by having a good goal setting. Okay, so having a goal can actually reduce stress as well as provide motivation. Okay, as we all have covered in the previous slide just now, if you don't know what is your responsibility, you don't know what is your contribution towards the organization, and you don't know whether your what you are currently doing is actually contributing to anything, okay, having a goal would reduce stress, okay, and also provide motivation. So now when you have goals, okay, you tell your employees, you share, the organization share with the employees, these are their goals, this is what they're going to achieve, this is what their objectives are, then the employees might be clear with what, where, and when, where the company is going, and that will reduce the stress of their employees. Okay, employees who are highly committed to their goals and see purpose in their job experience less stress. So they see purpose, these are the contribution they want to, they know what their contributions are, and whether that contribution will lead to something, will lead to a goal for the company. All right, that would actually reduce the stress of employees. Right, for example, we also talk about organizational supported wellness program, as I mentioned just now. This typically provide workshops to help people to quit smoking. I said gym just now, and they could also help out giving support for people to who wants to quit their smoking. Okay, if they have some alcohol problem, they can do control alcohol use, help people in losing weight, just like having gym, or having a personal trainer. Okay, teach people how to eat better and develop regular exercise program, maybe in the gym. They also can focus on the employee's total physical and mental condition. Okay, that is how organization could actually contribute in reducing employee stress. Okay, right, another thing that we would cover is workplace bullying. Okay, these are under aggression. Okay, stress and aggression. So if you have an aggression at work, for example, is something like workplace bullying at work. Okay, harassment, okay, is basically repeated and persistent negative action directed towards one or more individuals that involves a perceived power imbalance and create hostile work environment. Okay, for example, a status or authority, for example, give others silent treatment, these are workplace bullying. Insulting, you've been yelled by other people, your boss shouts at you all the time, you've been yelled by your boss or other people in the organization. Okay, verbal form of sexual harassment is also considered as a workplace bullying. Okay, and also when people talks about others behind their back, these are also a form of workplace bullying, which could cause stress to the environment, okay, and also to the person. Okay, so sexual harassment is also very important, and it causes stress, and sometimes it get worse, it could also cause depression. Okay, sexual harassment, as we all know, is unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature. Okay, this is a term, one of the term used in sexual harassment. Term used in any cases of sexual harassment. Okay, submission to harassment is used as a basis of employment decision. Okay, they ask for sexual quid pro quo, mean if you give something and then it is actually that person might give you a positive employment decision. Okay, that is quid pro quo. And if you're working in hostile environment, it actually creates an offensive working environment. So this hostile environment, sexual harassment actually contribute to hostile environment at work, and that will cause stress to some people, and if it get worse, it could also cause depression. Okay, all right guys, that is all for lecture 5, right? Next one, I will actually upload lecture 6 in our next video. Okay, so this one, please uh, go through it, and if you don't have any, if you have any question, I think you can at least ask your tutor. Okay, and also if those of you who are in my class, I will see you in online tutorial, and you could also ask me during tutorial. Okay, bye for now. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.